I changed my mentality. I don't think the same way I was when I was there. I opened my mind up. I thought broader. I thought outside of my horizons. Like, you got to think outside the box, because that's the only way you're going to get out. When you trapped in the trap, you really mentally trapped in the trap. That you just calling the police on you. The people who ride by just looking at you like, they ain't nothing, your pants sagging. They think you ain't going to never be nothing. They think you're going to be like that for the rest of your life. Like, who is the person to tell you that you're going to be standing on this block all your life? It's supposed to be a point in your life where you only be here for, you give yourself a year or two. You from here. It don't do no good for you to be here all your life. Been in the hood since they came home from the hospital, and they still trying to prove to the hood how hard they is, and they end up not making it because they didn't prove to themselves. You got to prove to yourself that you want more.
Jackson Podcast.
Salute the future, man. Most of the content that I make on this channel is geared towards motivating the youth, inspiring the youth. They said, Trev, you haven't been doing no long form content lately. Well, here I am. We got to talk about Dave Chappelle. His content when he was with old boy in LA talking about the Katt Williams interview. We still talking about the Katt Williams Club Shay interview 3 weeks later. That was super viral. Dave Chappelle said some things, though. We're going to play the audio. Salute to my boy M. Rick for getting the audio and putting it on his platform, even though he got his tag going through the audio 100 times, man. He could have benefited more by putting the tag in there a little less. But we got to talk about Marlon Wayans also, another comedian. He speaks on people in Hollywood wearing dresses. He talks about how White Chicks is a classic. It was an entertaining movie. I ain't gonna lie. But I feel like people should have more integrity than that. And I was talking to a young brother the other day. He was like, Trev, you wouldn't wear a dress in a movie for $1 million. I wouldn't want that imagery of me to be out forever, for the rest of my life, for some money that's not going to last for the rest of my life. $1 million ain't going to last for the rest of my life. I don't think it's worth it. I got to talk about, salute to Shannon Sharp. I want to salute Shannon Sharp first before I say the next topic of discussion that I'm going to have on this channel. 21 Savage. 21 Savage was on Club Shay also. And he said some things that I think people in the hip hop culture need to hear. I think people that's still caught up in the streets, in the hood, need to hear, because like I said at the beginning, I do this content because I want the youth to make it up out of that. I want them to hear something that make them feel like I got to make a change. I got to do something different. That I said, if you value what I say, if you value what 21 say, if you value what Future just said in the motivational speech that I put up before I introed the podcast. Also, I want to talk about a Hot Boy reunion. And would y'all go to a Hot Boy reunion? Them boys in their 40s, man. They need to make this happen ASAP before they be 50. Talking about a Hot Boy reunion. And to me, BG has mental health issues. You can't diss nobody one day and then ask them why they ain't speaking to you the next day. Real talk. We're going to get into this conversation, though, man. Let's get to it.
The Trevor Jackson Podcast.
Man, I got to play the audio to this Dave Chappelle thing. We're going to listen to it. We're going to chop it up about it. And I hope that y'all can deal with these tags. M. Rick, you went a little crazy with the tags, dog, if you're watching this episode. Real spill.
I know you Cole's man.
M. Rick TV.
I'm a historical figure. And all you comedian niggas have to admit I did it. And I don't know where Katt is, but that nigga is waiting for all of us.
And Wreck TV.
Katt is gonna kill us all. Oh my God. I love everybody, but I love Katt Williams more than a lot of people. And that nigga is wild.
And Wreck TV.
All right. I'm at war with the Illuminati too. But what part of the war is ethering Cedric the Entertainer? I'm going to dismantle the Illuminati. And I'm going to start with Cedric the Entertainer.
And Wreck TV.
Cedric's a good dude. He's old, he's fat. Leave this nigga alone.
And Wreck TV.
Steve Harvey doesn't even do this anymore. Jokes. Hey, lady, you tweet. Don't tell anybody what I'm saying. This bitch like she tweeting LA Times. Katt Williams' beef is hot. Don't do that. Don't do that. Everybody put your phones down. Let's just have a good time.
He said, everybody put your phones down. This didn't even supposed to get out. Like, if you go to M-Rec channel, I don't even want to say his name. He put his tag in there so much. You can see the visual of this. And Dave Chappelle was faded.
He said what? No, D-Ray. You know why? Because Marlon Wayans called me and told me you said what Katt did was good for comedy. No, it's not.
And Wreck TV.
I'm 50.
Yes, it was.
No, it's
It was
not.
good for culture of comedy.
No, because he did that shit.
He shot a lot of lights regardless of what motherfucker. He shot a lot of lights on comedy when shit was boring. Motherfuckers out here bored in the motherfucker. He made it basketball again. It's competitive. Yeah. You want? Can we get? You going 2000?
No, shut up, nigga, because you know why I disagree? Because I put a special out the same day, and it was fine.
Hold up. I gotta talk about that. Do y'all think what Katt Williams did was good for comedy? Dave Chappelle just said it wasn't. He just said it wasn't good for comedy, so we wasn't thinking about all these comedics before. We wasn't thinking about Cedric the Entertainer. We wasn't thinking about Steve Harvey or none of these individuals. Dave Chappelle said it wasn't good for comedy. I disagree with that. I think that it put them boys back on the map. We wasn't thinking about Big Worm. I don't even know his real name. We wasn't thinking about the father in the Friday movie. I don't even know his real name. To be honest with you, I don't know their real names. But let's just continue. Let's continue the audio. Let's listen to the audio, man. Let me be quiet for a moment.
I'm about to ask ChatGPT.
Man, boy, hit me with a commercial.
I read 3,000 books by the time I was 7 years old. What the fuck are you talking about? Man, we talented money. Where's the money in that? Where is the money in that?
He dropped the album. He put out a mixtape.
Yeah. And Wreck TV.
Nigga, that sounds ridiculous.
Don't want to tell me. You have to pause about it so I know I was smart.
No, say it again. All right. He said, D-Ray, I will check. Yes. I put out an album and he put out a mixtape.
Yeah, your shit pop. You put out a mixtape.
Can I get another Casamigos? It's fun being drunk, isn't it, Dion? Dion's got the right idea. This album mixtape shit you're talking about. And I've been doing comedy for almost 40 years. And I'm only 50 years old. And let me tell you something. I go to niggas.
I gotta say something again, man. These people laughing at whatever this man say. This shit ain't even funny. Like, is Dave white comedy? That's what I'm starting to think. Is he white comedy? Because I ain't no giggly ass person to where I'm just gonna laugh at anything that a person say.
Christenings, I go to their weddings, I've gone to niggas' funerals, and we're part of the game. It's this. He only eat the niggas. He didn't say anything about any of these white boys. And none of these white boys function like that. And Katt is one of the best painters in the game.
Hold up, he said he didn't say nothing about white people. Now, if you really paid attention to the interview, he said on the interview that he is just coming to respond to what people said about him. I ain't heard no white comics say anything about him. He was responding to what people said about him.
Drawing all ugly pictures of us. Stop. Hey, yo, did he say anything about me?
MREC TV.
Yes, he did. And what did he say?
Nothing bad.
That he loves me and I'm awesome. And you want to know why he said that? Because I've been nothing ever but kind to this nigga. And
I'm done with it. I'm gonna put a link at the bottom in the description for y'all to check out the whole whatever that was. I'm not taking up for Katt. I'm not bashing Dave. I just wanted to hear what was said. What I heard was that he said that it wasn't good for comedy. He didn't say nothing about me, and he didn't say nothing about white people. Now, to me, I disagree with everything Dave said, but Dave was wasted. He was up there with the Walmart wife beater on with the holes in it. Wasted. Just talking. And they was laughing at everything he said. Like, to me, if I go to a comedy show and the person is drunk like that, I'm wasting my time. I really don't even like to be in the presence of people that's drunk. To be honest with you, I don't. Because I drink, but at the end of the night, I might have a glass of wine to wind down and go to sleep. I don't be amongst people drunk, acting belligerent, slamming around, falling down, talking crazy. That's just not me. That's a sign that you lost control of yourself. And you need to get control of yourself, real talk. Alcohol ain't that important. But I'm going to keep it in the comedic lane with Marlon Wayans, what he said recently in an interview about men in dresses. And I want to know what's y'all thoughts on this.
About the black man putting on a dress conversation.
You talking to a black man that put on a dress?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That conversation to me it's silly because it's a negative thing that is only in black people. We have, for some reason, been programmed to look down on the craziest parts about our experience, that we're supposed to not embrace our past, not embrace our history, not embrace our heroes, not embrace our different levels of comedy, that we have to be this way. When Robin Williams puts on a dress and is Mrs. Doubtfire, he gets nominated for an Oscar, and white people think it's brilliant. His community embraces him. When Dustin Hoffman puts on a dress in Tootsie and he wins an Oscar, he's labeled brilliant. When black people put on dresses, all of a sudden we're labeled by our own people like something negative. And I'm like, we did White Chicks. That's a classic movie. Mm-hmm. It's a classic. I don't care what nobody says. It's a classic.
Everyone says it's a classic.
That whole thing about, you put on a dress and you selling out, that is not an artist's mindset. When you're an artist, you go out and you create art.
The Trevor Jackson Podcast.
What caught my attention about what he just said was that we have been programmed to not embrace our history. I'm not embracing wearing a dress, dog. Never. Now, I don't have nothing against you doing it, but I'm not putting that imagery out of me. with a skirt on, with a dress on. I'm not meant to be a woman. Why I want to portray a woman to make you laugh? Like Katt said it best in that interview. Like he got comedians like having to answer questions now. People are asking questions in interviews about things that he said in that interview, and now they have to address it. Ooh, he got them boys shaking in their boots. Are y'all wearing a dress? Do y'all think something wrong with wearing a dress? Me, I'm not putting that on, man. It's not. That's blasphemous to think that I'm going to put on a dress. And he also said that you niggas ain't funny without putting a dress on. That struck a nerve with some of them boys, man. Real talk. It's the age of Aquarius. A lot of things are getting exposed. That's the showrunner down there. The age of Aquarius. It's Aquarius season. I'm an Aquarius. It's just like people do things for attention and to get accepted in society that they normally wouldn't do. If that's art, I know I talk about art and creativity a lot on this show, and I'm an artist and I create. But I'm not creating what I don't want to create. I choose to create what I want to create. A lot of people don't do that. They have to do what the person paying them tells them to do. That's the difference. You're not really being creative when you're doing what somebody else tell you to do. Real talk. Now, I'm going to get into some hip hop stuff and get off of the comedy side. I like comedians though, man. Comedians are dope. They dope, man. They got a lot of layers to them, and it's a lot of things being exposed right now. And comedians, they kind of got it hard because you used to could say and do anything you want to, and now everybody has a opinion about everything because we have these platforms where you can voice your opinion. Now, Jim Jones said something recently about rap, and people are doing everything but rapping. The people that's in his age bracket. And he's comparing himself to one of the greats. Like he's saying, get in the studio with me. I agree that he has leveled up in the last few years. He's making great music. But do y'all agree with this?
Tell them old niggas get in the studio. They trying to do everything but rap. I know nostalgia sells, but that shit old, you heard? Come out and play. I could come to any studio I'm at. I'll cook any one of you niggas up from my era.
What's
and I got
funny,
the bag
though?
to match it, you heard? This is a public service announcement. 2024, I'm giving out all smoke to you niggas from my era. What happened? You heard? What happened?
I like the fact that he wants to rap. I know nostalgia sells, vintage stuff sells. That's true. But he wants people to get back in the studio, and I do too. Like, it's like the people of my age group, because I would consider myself in Jim Jones' age group, or a little bit younger. I'm a little bit younger than Jim. We have easier access to release music, but the people ain't releasing it. Let me hit my water. Who is in Jim age group? Fabulous. T.I. Rick Ross. Cameron. Was that a shot at Cam? Jewel's your homeboy. He ain't releasing nothing. When the last time he released something? I would say he's from the 2001, 2002 era. Ja Rule, 50. Lloyd Banks. Who else come from that era? It's a lot of people that come from that era. When I think of that era, who is Jim Jones smoking? Why he want to bet that he gonna come with harder bars than those individuals? I think that's cap. I think Jim Jones don't want no smoke. He just want a free feature. Hey man, it's Mid Pod. I'm Greg Play a record off of my album It Was All a Dream. And we're gonna get back to the conversation in a minute. Let's do it.
I ball like Kobe 2-4. Niggas didn't want me to blow. It was all a dream for sure. Now I'm up and not looking back. Did the racks, now it's deposits. Life is good when you have options. Niggas cap, never been popping. The diamonds ain't real, player, just stop it. All we do is the VV. Shine so bright the lanes can't see me. Been notorious, no biggie, did the Louis. Now I'm in Poochie, yo chick a groupie. Act unruly, niggas goofy, always moody. I'm a dog, call me Scooby. To this game, you niggas newbies. At Benny's, I just want sushi. Left the streets when shit got spooky. Kept it real, that was my duty. My team keep Drake's, I told the Uzi. Director of my own movie. Make sure the business runs smoothly. Yours truly been evolved. Beef I had won't be resolved.
So I said at the beginning of the podcast, like, how many people would go to a Hot Boy reunion? Is that something y'all interested in? Or should they just stay separated, man? Ain't nothing wrong with leaving the past in the past. That's something that I don't have a hard time with. Like, we did what we did when we did it. We did what we did when we did it. It's over. I gave my all then. I don't have to link back up with you and make it happen again. I just don't. It's over. I love you. Let's move on with life. Let's keep forward motion. But some people will do anything for the paper. Get the paper. Ain't nothing wrong with getting the paper neither. Some people need the paper. Some people don't. BG just came home. He's all over the place. And he had dissed Wayne. If y'all look back in the channel like 2-3 weeks ago, I made a whole video about it. Him dissing Lil Wayne. It's doing pretty good in the views too. It got 3,000 to 4,000 views. That's decent for me. And he dissed Wayne. Now he's asking Wayne this.
Hey, what's happening with? Oh man, you already know, man. Shout out to my Juvie, aka Tanuk. What's up, Tanuk, baby? I got something for him too. Some super gangster. Man, you heard me? Man, say Juve. The people on my line, man, about this Hot Boy reunion, man. Man, Weezy. Stop playing, man. You know what I'm saying? Big bag involved, man. You heard me? I know you super rich. You know what I'm saying? I know you like Taylor Swift out here. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Stop playing, man. Let's get to this bag. What's happening? Oh, look at that there. Oh, yeah, it's on the way. I know it's going to be fire. Man, fire is an understatement. You heard me? I'm back. They say they wanted Jizzle with the gold tee, man.
You know, people, I knew when he came home, people was going to be on his head about a Hot Boy reunion because he's the original Hot Boy. He is the Hot Boy. BG was first in Cash Money before Juvie. He released a true story. He was the one that put Cash Money in position for 400 Degrees to be released. BG is my favorite out of the Hot Boys. But folks moved on, man. It's over. it's over, dog. Just do you, man. And if I was him, I would say it. It's over. It's over. I'm sorry. Just continue to do your thing, man. Real talk. Now, the last topic of discussion is 21 Savage, my reaction to the things that I think is important that he said on the Club Shay interview recently. I really enjoyed that, to be honest with you, because I think that 21 Savage is the last of the street, the authentic street individuals. I don't know too many people that's making the street, the type of street music that he's making that I like, that I can verify and say that it's the real deal. It ain't no cap in his rap. I can just tell by the way he presents it. And when he says something like about the streets and the youth in the streets being rewarded for doing dumb shit, he said the youth get rewarded for doing dumb shit. I thought about that for a minute and thought about my past. You go on a high speed chase and you beat the police. You get back to the neighborhood, everybody dapping you up, shaking your hand, wanting to smoke blunts with you. You did that, you did that. They celebrate that. You get into a shootout with somebody. You don't get hit and you hit somebody. You only have to hurt them. You just hit the car. Oh, you shot, you a real one. I know you'll handle your business now. They reward you for dumb shit. And when he spoke on being rewarded for dumb shit, I thought that individuals needed to hear that.
Oh.
Dark Days song of the album. You say your gun won't love you back and the block won't hug you back.
That song?
Yeah.
I really was like in the booth, like talking like to like a younger me, a young man in that same situation type shit. Like I was just like telling them like, yeah, this shit might look cool, but in reality, like this the truth. Like this what it really is right here. Like this the real type shit. And I was just like talking to him in that way, like, yeah, you could say you love that block, but it don't love you. It ain't gonna hug you back.
Right.
You can stay like hug the block. That's like posting on the block all night. It ain't gonna hug you back. You could love your gun, but your gun ain't never gonna love you back.
Right.
You're gonna lose your friends. After your candlelight, ain't nobody gonna come check on your mama like that. They ain't gonna give her nothing.
Wow.
Like, you feel me? Like, that's just how shit go for real.
You told kids to stay in school, talked about seeing friends take their last breath, talked about crying at night and mamas crying, talked about kids growing up without fathers, said you even thought about suicide. Tell the story that don't want people to live. So what is it about that lifestyle that people find so, not people, but young men, especially a lot of young men of color, find so fascinating?
When you young, you damn near get rewarded for dumb shit.
I'm gonna tell y'all something, like my point of view. When I was in the streets, and I lived in the streets, I lived in the hood, my only intentions was to get out and get my family out. That was my only intentions. That was the only reason I was doing what I was doing, was to get out. I said get my family out. If my family intentions wasn't to get out, then I was going to get out without you, family or not. You get rewarded for doing dumb stuff. That's not the environment that you want to be in for the rest of your life. You grow up in that environment and you got to evolve out of that environment, because you don't want to be in that atmosphere, man. Real talk. A lot of people, that come from the suburbs try to emulate what they see in that environment because they don't have to deal with not having air conditioning. They don't have to deal with sleeping by the heater. They don't have to deal with killing roaches all day long. They don't have to deal with being hungry, eating once a day to survive. They don't have to deal with ducking bullets coming through your window. They don't have to deal with junkies knocking on your window and your door all night long, trying to get some work. They don't have to deal with the neighbor house nasty, so you getting all the roaches and rats. They don't have to walk and get the government cheese and all of that type of stuff. They don't have to bust food stamps to get a hot meal. They don't have to beg somebody for a ride or pay somebody for a ride because they don't got a car. They don't have to deal with that. So those people from the suburbs, they emulate that because they want to be a part of that. And most people that I grew up with, intentions was to remove themselves from that environment because that's not what they wanted for themselves. Now, he said something else in this interview that caught my attention about music and the status that he was in the game before he got signed. And I didn't even know this, and I'm a supporter of what 21 does.
Cause it was like all type of street niggas I was supposed to sign to who had like little labels and shit.
Right.
But some just used to tell me like, man, hell no, I don't take no 30,000, don't take no 50,000.
Right.
Like you worth more than that.
Right. You end up doing a 70-30 split, right?
Yeah. Yeah. With Epic.
Right.
Yeah, that was my first deal. It was like 70-30, but like they had like a 10% distribution fee or some shit.
Right.
Yeah.
So what's your take on streaming? I hear Snoop Dogg say, man, look here, man, them streaming, you stream $1 billion and man, you ain't really making no money. What's your thoughts on streaming?
I think it all depends on how your deal structured, because it's some money in streaming.
It's money in streaming?
It's just about like how your deal structured and how much you stream type shit.
Well, it seemed to me
that gotta be some money in it, because my label be giving me some money.
Okay, I was about to say, because the way you talking like you got a structured deal that you be getting.
They gotta be making money because they giving me money.
Right.
That needed to be said because like people my age and older who come from the CD era, come from needing a deal, needing distribution, think that there's no money in streaming. This podcast has grown to a place to where it makes me money now. And I make pretty good money. But I own everything. I create the imagery. I master the audio. I create those images that pull up how to subscribe, moving up and down. Everything that's in 4K, I create all of that. So I'm going to get the money from all of that. Now, he said that at first, he was going to sign a deal with somebody in the hood for 30 to 40,000. But what caught my attention is that 21 might have been broke, but he valued himself so much he wasn't going to take a little piece of change. It caught my attention because young boys need to hear that, man. Somebody want to give you $50,000 for a couple of albums. You never know what that music could do. He went platinum when he created his music on his own. Platinum. He spoke about that too. Had 3 platinum singles and a platinum album on his first out the gate on his own. So he was already big, man. Pause. And what I want to say about streaming is that it's money in streaming. He said the way your deal is structured. You know, a lot of artists who don't value themselves, they take whatever the deal is so they can get the money now. And they never get a penny from streaming. It's all about the way your deal is structured. If you are of value and you value yourself, you'll rather not have nothing at all before you sign an effed up deal. You'll rather not have nothing at all before you put a dress on. It's all about how much you value yourself, man. Thank y'all for tuning in to the show, man. Peace, love, plenty of abundance, and make sure you go get you some money and I'm out. Chill.
If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change nothing. If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change nothing. If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change nothing. I had to get me something. I came up from nothing. If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change nothing. If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change nothing. If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change nothing. I had to get me something. I came up from nothing. I had to change my mental, upgrade my credentials. How a nigga came up, it wasn't accidental. Now monumental, more like legendary. A player never worry, bumping pop, Hail Mary, trapped off a Blackberry. Ain't contrary to your belief. I made it out them streets, don't acknowledge beef. Kept the play discreet, we too unique. On a winning streak, spent a couple racks at the boutique. I wouldn't change nothing, I'm always me. Never took a plea, nigga, you a flea. I'm your OG's OG, he called me for inspiration. Need a consultation, just make the payment for the conversation. If it's elevation or innovation, my expectation ain't limitation. You need a demonstration. My track record and reputation should be admiration. That's confirmation. I'm decoration for the trenches, off the benches, jump the fences, no penny pinching. We off the hinges. Hit the shot, my team winning. The series clinched it. You niggas finished. Never timid. I've been a menace. No old dog, and every day is printed. Haters live it 'cause my life changed. Should be happy, but you a real lame. If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change nothing. If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change nothing. If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change nothing. I had to get me something. I came up from nothing. If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change nothing. If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change nothing. If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change nothing. I had to get me something. I came up from nothing. My lifestyle been kinda wild. Grew a real foul, but mama proud. Seen a young child take off his style. Wavy nigga, no new now. When they hate, I kept a smile. But meanwhile, I'm stacking piles. Beef, we don't reconcile. My grind, yeah, it's versatile. Run the game like Noah Lyles. New Audi with 0 miles. Been a baller since a juvenile. Never was I in denial. May have fell off for a while, but I'm back at it, didn't change up. Got my change up, kept my chin up for the come up at the Queen's Cup. Never linked up, they washed up. I got more paper than a Brinks truck. They think it's luck, but I don't get no fucks. I wouldn't change much, I've been clutch. Can't be touched, I'm a made man. See the haters through the Ray-Bans. Never drop locations, never made no statements, never did no hating. That ain't what I'm on, dawg. Beat the odds and every day I ball. To the top I crawl, y'all. And you can bet I won't ever fall off. 'Cause it's prime time like I'm Dion. It was grind time on you peons. And I'm living fine and won't rewind.